Now, Gurmila Cluna, well, our next guest is living proof that age is certainly just a number. And after taking up rowing only a few months ago, she's already made a name for herself at the recent virtual Rowing World Championships. Mary McBride is with us to tell us more. Good morning, Mary. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? It's great to be here.
Well, it's
Lovely.
great to have you. Now, Mary, you're just down the road here in Dún Laoghaire.
I am.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a very young 70. I have 2 children, a lovely husband at home, and I have been active probably since my 40s.
Since your 40s. So you're 30 years at it now.
30 years at it.
Yeah. When did you take up rowing?
In January. I met, this sounds kind of weird, I met a very nice chap. He was starfished in the sea, floating, and I was coming in. I'd been swimming, and we started chatting. Beautiful sunny day, and he was very interesting, David O'Reilly, and we got on great. And then a couple of months later, lo and behold, in the gym, this fella looks at me and says, "I know you." And I didn't like to say, "Well, I have my clothes on now."
But I still recognise you.
I still recognise you. So he said to me, "Why don't you try the rowing?" He was in the gym. He was a member as well. And I said, never really done it. And he got me on the machine. And after maybe 3 or 4 weeks, he said, "I think you might be good at a competition." So it all sounded very small, a little competition. So I said, sure, why not?
But it actually grew legs.
It grew to be a centipede with 100 legs.
So tell us about the actual competition itself then.
Well, it's world rowing. It is an indoor rowing competition, and it is virtual. So what they do with the machine we're sitting on now, you click that into your computer. You need 2 computers, actually, and they need somebody videoing you while you're rowing so that somebody else cannot take your place. A big 6-foot man, brawny, rowing for me.
OK, now it's all obviously based on age category, so you were in the 70 plus.
70 to 74.
OK, great. So you started out in your adventure, and in fact you ended up coming 4th in the world
Yes.
in your category, your age group.
I did.
I mean, how was that?
Brilliant. I mean, the fuss that has been made, I've been so delighted. I didn't expect anybody to notice. My family I hadn't really told, because when I said, well, I'm rowing for Ireland, and they all looked blankly at me, "You've never rowed." And I went, "Well, no, but I took it. But you're rowing for Ireland?" So at that stage, I didn't tell anyone else.
And you went for it. You ended up, as we mentioned, 4th in your category. Now, you said to me earlier on, of course, you had a couple of injuries.
I did.
Over the last wee while, in particular with your arm and your elbow.
My elbow I broke a year ago. So that's really what started me off. I needed to get back into regular training to bring myself back to fitness. So I joined a gym. I had a lovely trainer called Anna, and she brought me along from March a year ago, right up until kind of the summer. And then after the summer, I met Dave. So I was very fortunate in the people that were good to me and training me. And Dave is a great coach, David O'Reilly. And he was very kind with both his time and his knowledge. And I never felt, oh my God, what am I doing? Of course, I had the collywobbles when I was ready for racing. As you can imagine, I was rattling, but he was great.
Mary, obviously you didn't tell your family, but they did eventually find out.
Oh, they did.
What did they make of it?
Well, there was hilarity, really, because they were all looking at me going, "When did you take that up?" And it was really very funny, because there was a lovely picture in the paper, and the amount of people that saw it was amazing that didn't know I was doing anything.
I mean, obviously now you've become an inspiration to so many, Mary, which is wonderful. To anyone watching this morning in their 70s plus, what would you say to them?
Well, I would say if you want to enjoy your life, get out there and be active. And this is such a lovely, non-weight bearing exercise. So even though it looks as if you should be pulling very hard, I'm actually pulling very gently. You can't just go to a gym and sit on a machine and start rowing. You really need somebody to show you how.
Well, Mary, thank you so much for joining us here this morning. I know you were fourth in your age category, and hopefully when you come back to us next, you'll end up with a medal.
All right. Leather medal, as my mother used to say.
And happy Mother's Day to you.
Thanks very
Elaine,
much.
tell us, you've got some of your texts over there on the couch.
Indeed, we've lots of texts coming in this morning, of course, as